Hello Internet, my name's Kevin King, founder of BotNugget. I'm here today to introduce Moody. She's small, cute, and full of potential. Moody is the perfect electronic pet that you can program, hack, and customize with millions of potential personalities and behaviors. I've been designing and manufacturing electronics for the photography industry for over 6 years. In that time, I've built a handful of robots of my own. They always end up as this collection of circuit boards all stacked up with wires everywhere, and that's cool and all, but I always wanted to try and make the robots smaller, like something you could play with on a desktop or a coffee table. Moody is indeed small, and she's right at home on a desktop or any other smooth surface. I tried to take the best parts you would want in a larger robot and get rid of all the extra boards and wires and squeeze all those parts down into a smaller than palm-sized package. But I'm especially interested in robots that are lifelike. When designing Moody, I've selected parts that could be used to bring about all sorts of interesting lifelike behaviors. Taken together, she can be programmed to do some really cool stuff, like she has a real personality.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Moody can determine where she is, how she's moving, and where she's pointing, thanks to an onboard accelerometer and gyroscope. She can show the world how she's feeling with 6 RGB LEDs. These are the same lights used in NeoPixel products for Metafruit. Each can be made to show any color you can think of, and they can be controlled individually. Moody can see light from 360 degrees using 3 sensors. She can determine the direction of light and shadows. There's sensors under the feelers that can be used to follow a line, sense edges, and avoid jumping off your table. We've placed an omnidirectional TV remote control receiver in the center of her thorax. You can trigger and control behaviors with the included remote control, or teach her to respond to just about any other TV remote. She has 3 infrared light sources pointed 120 degrees apart, which can be used to communicate with other Moody bots, appliances like your TV, or used together with the light sensors to sense objects or movement nearby. To give Moody a voice, we've included a piezo sound element under the battery holder. It can be used to emit any variety of buggy chirps, zips, and pings you can think of. It can also be used to play musical notes. Here are a few examples of what she can be taught to do. The light chase. Here, she uses the 3 light sensors to track and follow light. The pretty glow is coming from the 2 lights on her underside. You could make these any colors you want. The line follow. Here she uses the edge sensors under her feelers to see the line. Her eye flashes green when the sensor on that side sees the line. The finger nipper. She's using the accelerometer to determine which direction she's pushed from, and then she attacks in that direction. The scaredy bug. Similar example, but she runs in the opposite direction when disturbed. Moody drives around using a pair of pager motors. The tips of the motors make contact with the surface on either side. Both motors can run in either direction and at variable speed. This makes Moody very maneuverable. They're also quiet. It's like she's ice skating around the table. To stabilize the bot fore and aft, we've used some cork pads with felt on the bottom, which glide smoothly over the running surface. She can be programmed to sense the accelerometer and gyroscope to go in straight lines and travel specific distances. This control loop can be made a bit sloppy on purpose, which results in a characteristic buggy swagger. No swag, a bit of swag, lots of swag. It's as easy as changing a variable in your code. We've written navigation software that runs in the background. It handles the process of reading the accelerometer, the gyro, and calculating Moody's position. You could easily write a program, for example, to drive around but don't stray more than 100 centimeters in any direction from your starting position. In this example, the gyroscope is used to keep Moody pointing in a specific direction even when disturbed. Wind her up like a clock and let her go. She comes back to the same spot. Pretty cool, huh? The easy-to-use communication features of Moody make it possible to create behaviors where many robots interact. Simple or complex swarming behaviors can be explored. This will be an interest to researchers, but it can also be a lot of fun to get your friends together and collaborate on large-scale swarm experiments. Look, they're playing tag! The robot is powered from a single rechargeable lithium battery. Because she'll eventually get tired and need a recharge, we've included a complete automatic charging system right on board. Plug in the USB or programming adapter and she automatically begins sipping power. This works whether the power switch is on or off. With motors running, LEDs flashing, and chirps a-chirping, you'll get 30 minutes to an hour of runtime and longer if your program makes more efficient use of the motors, the lights, and the chirpy bits. Charging takes about the same amount of time. Moody is based on the popular Arduino Uno. If you're unfamiliar, Arduino is an easy-to-use programming platform. Many people have used it as a foundation to easily program microcontrollers, electronics, and robotics. The software is free to download and it only takes a minute to set up. It runs on Mac, Windows, and Linux computers. To get the code between your computer and the Moody robot, you'll use our BotNugget programming adapter. This programming adapter plugs into your computer's USB on one end and Moody's programming port on the other. In addition to programming, the adapter provides power to charge up your Moody without removing the battery. It also allows the use of the Arduino serial print functions to debug your bug. You'll write code for Moody using our supplied examples to get you started, or write your own code from scratch. One great aspect of having a platform like Moody is the ability to share code and to collaborate. As Moody is a set hardware platform, each person will have identical units. This means that one person's code can be easily and seamlessly shared with the entire audience with no modification needed. Working as a large group, I expect we'll quickly see people creating some very interesting and involved behaviors. As the BotNugget website goes live shortly before shipping to backers, we'll provide an area on the site for code exchange. We'll create a list of finished programs and behaviors submitted by people like you, along with links to videos demonstrating those behaviors. You can click a program from the list and in a few seconds upload it to your own Moody, and your Moody will behave just like the one you saw in the video. You'll be entertained, and you'll also be able to learn from and build on the code written by others. So what's next? The prototypes are all built up and happy, and the software to get you started is written. I'm asking you to back this project so we can purchase parts and tooling. We already have our own pick-and-place equipment, and we're experienced in making production runs of products ranging from a few units to thousands of units. If it really goes big and beyond our own production capacity, we already have relationships with several suitable contract manufacturers here in the US that can pick up the slack. The metal parts and connectors will be made overseas, but we'll actually populate the parts on the circuit boards and perform all final assembly, testing, and packaging right here in our own shop located near Portland, Oregon. Moody is just the first of many robot designs we plan to release under the BotNugget name. We've got several other designs in prototype and on paper. If you can help us make Moody and BotNugget a success, we hope to release a new design every few months. As we grow, we pledge to continue in the spirit of the open source movement to share and to freely educate. We'll involve schools, researchers, and hobbyists as we move forward, and together we'll do great things. There's no telling where this could go. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your support.